welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday and we are doing a complete Thanksgiving meal. I was able to get everything you see here except for these disposable pans. I got those at the Dollar Tree for $9.81. Other than that, everything you see here for the Thanksgiving meal was $49 and some change. So I was able to make a complete Thanksgiving meal for less than $50. We're going to be having a whole chicken instead of a turkey or a ham, and I'm going to use some of the chicken for chicken and dressing. We'll have turkey gravy on the side, macaroni and cheese, real mashed potatoes, rolls, the celery's for the chicken and dressing, the cheese is for a corn casserole that I make with the yellow rice and Mexican corn, cranberry sauce on the side, and I got some sage and celery seed for the dressing. Pickle relish will be for the deviled eggs. I will take 6 eggs out of here and then I will boil the rest to make deviled eggs. I need some of them for a pie that I'm going to show you at the end of this video. I got the cheap stick butter. The Duke's mayo will be also for the deviled eggs. And then got green beans and cream of mushroom soup with the fried onion strings for green bean casserole. I had to get cornmeal for the cornbread for the dressing. So that is it. We are going to make a full Thanksgiving meal for under $50. Now I picked these up at the Dollar Tree for less than $9, including the Reynolds wrap and a pie pan. And the reason I did this is because we do Thanksgiving at my mama's house every year, and it's just easier to take throwaway disposable pans, so it makes cleanup easier for everybody. You can just throw everything away when everybody's done, and it just makes everything easier. I did get a few more things in the grocery haul, which is why I took a picture when I rang up the last thing that was included in the Thanksgiving meal that put it under $50 because I had to get this other stuff. I got this pie pan at the Dollar Tree for the pie. This is the crust, cream cheese, pecans, vanilla. This is a caramel syrup that's needed. The only thing that's needed here that's not right here for the pie is a half a cup of sugar, and I already have sugar, so I didn't get any of that. And then I had to get some salt, and I grabbed some Sam's Cola. So what we're going to do first is get the chicken started and get it in the oven, and then we will get the cornbread mix made up and get it in the oven with the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 375. I'm going to be cooking the chicken and the cornbread in the oven at the same time. And I'm just going to season the chicken with salt and pepper. I've started 2 pans of water on the stove for our deviled eggs and for our macaroni and cheese. Just going to back up a little and we're going to put together our green bean casserole. I'm going to put a 50-minute timer on the oven because I want to check that chicken in 50 minutes. Okay, what you'll need for this is your cream of mushroom soup, 2 cans of green beans, and I am going to drain these, and then just your French's onion. Add your green beans, This is a very simple green bean casserole. You're gonna add your cream of mushroom soup. I'm just gonna mix this up. Put a little bit of salt. Just salt to taste. When I get ready to bake that, I'll cover the top with them and then I'll bake them to crisp those up. This is just a bag of yellow rice. This one is 10 ounces, and that's what I'm gonna make this with. Get that water started. This is just boxed Velveeta shells and cheese because this is what my family likes. You can make whatever kind you'd like. I do need to keep 6 eggs. I'm just going to put the other 6 in to cook. Turn the macaroni down to medium heat so that it don't boil over. I'm gonna start with a cup of cornmeal and see how the mix looks. I don't normally measure anything. Gonna put 2 eggs. Start with a half a cup of water and see what that looks like. And I will list all these ingredients and recipes in the description box below, so you can always go back and reference that if you need to. Get another half a cup of water. I don't use milk in my cornbread because there's so many people in my family allergic to milk, so I use water. This is too thin, so I'm going to go in and add a half a cup of cornmeal. So that will end up being a cup and a half of cornmeal and a cup of water. Put a little bit of salt. Our water is ready for the rice back there, so it says to add the rice, cover, and reduce heat and simmer for 20 minutes. You're just going to follow the instructions on the back of the rice. And with the deviled eggs, I try to boil those for at least 10 minutes and then turn off the heat and let them sit for another few minutes before I put them in ice water. It's one of the little pans I got for the cornbread. I'm gonna dry that out and then put some oil in it. So the cornbread don't stick. I'm just going to do this with my hands. You could always do it with a paper towel. I'm just going to use my hands. If this don't all fit in this pan, I did get another one. Okay, that fit perfect. And I'm going to pop this in the oven. We'll just keep an eye on that cornbread. It's probably going to cook about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven too. And you're just basically warming the green bean casserole up and getting the French's onions on top of it crispy. put in a little pan. If you'll run a butter knife down the inside of the can of cranberry sauce, it'll come out much easier. This is just the cranberry sauce that my family loves, but of course you can make it homemade or you can buy any other kind, but this is the kind that we like. And I just cut it into little slices. That's another little side dish that's done. Take a big bowl and fill it with ice water. These don't have to be any certain way cut because you're going to be mashing them in the end anyway. You do want them to be around the same size so they'll cook in the same time. Our water's already boiling for our potatoes. You're gonna add these in really slow with the water already boiling or it'll pop out on you. You'll need your cheese. This usually just says Mexican style corn, but they didn't have that at Walmart, but this is the same thing. So you're just going to drain your corn. We're going to start with a little over half of the rice. I'd say that's about half. The whole can of corn. Gonna add some salt to taste. I would say maybe a half a teaspoon. So they won't boil over. Okay, after you mix your half a pack of rice with a can of corn, you're gonna put about half a cup. I got mild cheddar. You can use whatever cheese you'd like. Going to put about a half a cup in this mixture to mix it up, and then once we get it in the pan to go in the oven, we'll put a little more on the top. what our cornbread looks like. It does not have to be pretty because we're just going to crumble it up for the dressing, so don't even mind what it looks like. I got this little container at the Dollar Tree to take the turkey gravy in, so we're going to go ahead and make the gravy. And for this, we're just going to use turkey gravy by McCormick's. If I was making a turkey for Thanksgiving, I would use the juice from the turkey and make homemade gravy. But we're making a chicken this year to be easier on me. So I'm going to use a pack of McCormick's turkey gravy mix. You just need a cup of water and then this pack in it, and that's it. I never have any luck with eggs, ever. So let's hope they don't fall apart. I'm gonna put our yolks in here so I can make our mixture for our deviled eggs. So for these 6 egg yolks, we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of Duke's mayonnaise. You're just going to do this with your fork until you get everything mashed up and incorporated. We'll need 1 more tablespoon of mayonnaise. I got dill relish. Gonna start with 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna give it a taste. And we're just gonna put this in the eggs. I'm gonna get 4 eggs boiling for our dressing. Waiting on our chicken for that. Cornbread's made. we'll need our ground sage and celery seed for our dressing. There are more people in my family that don't like onion in their dressing than there are who do like onion in the dressing, so I just choose to leave the onion out of the chicken and dressing. Salt and pepper to taste. Go ahead and start getting our celery cut up for our dressing. And get it washed. Get these rolls out. I'll move the chicken to the top rack. Rolls. I did not burn them. You're going to need a pretty good sized bowl to mix up all of your dressing ingredients. So as I cut the celery, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. If anybody ever needs a good lesson on washing or cutting produce and storing it, Jen Chapin has a really good video on her channel that shows you step by step how to chop your produce and wash it and store it. And if you're not already subscribed to Jen Chapin, I'm really not sure what you're doing with your life, but you should be. I'll link that video in the description box below for anybody who would like to see that. So I cooked, peeled, and everything, these eggs exactly like we did earlier. I'm just going to cut them up and get them in this dressing mix. Got some chicken broth in the cabinet, so I'm going to go ahead and use it and get this mixed up as much as I can while the chicken's still cooking. Okay, time to get the chicken out. So the chicken has ended up cooking an hour and a half on 375. Then I turned it up to 415 for 25 minutes. And this is what it looks like. And we're gonna let that cool for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and start shredding up some of it to put in our mixture to get our chicken and dressing in the oven. Okay, so it's been resting about 10 minutes out of the oven. We're just gonna start cutting some of the pieces off of it. I'm gonna put it over here in our pan that we're gonna use for our dressing. We'll cover this and we'll just serve this on the side. This is what your mixture will look like before you add your chicken. This is just the eggs, cornbread, celery. You can add onion if you choose to. I didn't. It has celery seed, sage, salt, and pepper. And we're just going to add the chicken and get it back in the oven to bake. Because everything in here is fully cooked, you can taste this and see if you need to add any salt. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt. Other than that, it's perfect. Okay, here is everything. Mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese and green bean casserole, deviled eggs, rolls, cranberry sauce, the extra chicken that we had, chicken and dressing, corn casserole, and the turkey gravy. All right, I'm gonna fix the plate. Okay, so the first thing we did was preheat the oven for 375 degrees. So we're just gonna get the pie crust in the pan. Next, we're going to mix the cream cheese, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, and half a cup of sugar. Then we're just gonna put over the top the 1 1/4 cups of chopped pecans. That's just going to end up being the rest of this bag. Okay, now we're going to whisk the remaining eggs, which would be 3. And then slowly stir in the caramel. Okay, now we're just going to slowly stir this over the top. Now we're going to put it in the oven. It says for 35 to 40 minutes, but I'm going to check it at 20 minutes.